Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and this is a transfer show in what is so far. It's going to be a crazy end to this window, isn't it? I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous what's going on at the minute. But Pete's kindly decided to join me tonight. So, how are you, Pete?
Very well, dear Tony.
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks, Pete. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, guys and girls, if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It really does help the channel. So please do give it a like, and it means new viewers find it more easily. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, come and smash the subscribe, be part of this great community we've got here. And also that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Of course, it is free to do that. If you want to become a member, it's 99p a month. You can do that by clicking the join button. And also, if you want to make a donation, you can do that in chat by clicking on the $sign as well. So all money is reinvested back in the channel. Right, let's get into some comments first. And Holly was straight in. She says, I hope we can get Alfie Harrison. Yeah, he's only 18, but I think he'll give our squad a boost, a new player. I mean, look, Holly. Yeah, hi, Holly. By the way, yeah, he's 18. He's out of contract in June this year, so I don't think we'll pay an awful lot for him, if I'm honest. Although he is an under 21 player, but yeah, I mean, looking at what he looks pretty good, but I mean that's for the youth team. We don't know what he's like. He's not first team ready at the moment, unfortunately. But don't know an awful lot about him, if I'm honest. I know he plays in that midfield role as well. So again, we'll just have to wait and see how he develops in the youth team. I mean, your thoughts on Alfie Harrison?
I've not heard much. I did ask Martin about it. What he said. He says he hasn't seen an awful lot, but he has given me and said that apparently so far this season, he's made 8 appearances for the under 18s, but he's got 8 goals though, and he's left-footed.
Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah, vacant. Evening, Tony. Seeing we are linked with Rocco Wrights, Shan Uzon, and Hayden Hackney. Yes, we have been linked with those players. Hayden Hackney keeps coming up. He's a defensive midfielder for St Middlesbrough, 21-year-old. But again, we'll have to wait and see. But we'll have a look at those names. So I'll start your comment and we'll have a look at their stats anyway. Jan says Mint 8 did have a cracking game today against Cameroon. I didn't see the game, unfortunately. Yeah, I forgot that was on. Toon says Mag debates Toon to you as well, mate. Mighty Mag says evening, Tony and Pete and all. Good evening, Mighty Mag. Ian Fleming, evening, Tony and Pete. Good evening, Ian.
Good evening.
Lee, good evening, Pete and Tony. Good evening to you, Lee.
Good evening, Lee.
Evening all says Mary. Good evening, Mary.
Well, Mary.
Bia says, tried our new boxes on today, Pete. Where do you want me to send yours?
I'm not going to say anything more about
that. Matt says, morning, Tony, Pete and chatters. Good evening to you, Matt. Well. But obviously, good morning to you because it's morning in Aussie land. Gary says, hi, everyone. Let's discuss today's 6,000 links.
I know.
Gary. Good evening, everyone, says Julie J. Good evening to you, Julie.
Good evening, Julie.
Evening, Tony and PD says, Trolls. Good evening. Hi, Tony and Pete says Julie J. Good evening, Julie. Again. Mary says Julie J and Pete. Bia. Bia says Alfie Harrison looks a baller. Yeah, he's got to develop though, hasn't he? That's the thing. Andrew says, oh, not you two. Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. People saying hello to each other there. Yancy, I've just seen a video of Alfie. Is a type of player we should get now. He'd be top class. Yeah, absolutely. If we find something, we'll short and have a little look. At least as this weather is bad, can't get anything done with me window cleaning. Got a job interview tomorrow. Probably starting shift work gets me from being self-employed.
Good
Yeah,
luck,
good
Lee.
luck tomorrow. Good luck, mate. And yeah, it's not the weather for window cleaning at the minute, is it?
Oh, definitely not.
You do, you certainly wouldn't want to be singing out there like George Formby when I'm cleaning windows.
Oh God, I remember that song.
We're kidding, Lee. By the way, we're kidding, mate.
No.
Hi, Lewis. He's joined us on Twitch. He says, "Good evening, everyone. I'm watching the Chelsea Middlesbrough game. Hopefully, even though we don't like Middlesbrough, I hope Middlesbrough gets through. Be nice to see the North East team get to Wembley again." Yeah, definitely, Lewis. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely, Lewis. We knew it was you. Troll says, "At least we will have our youth team to use the rest of the season if we sell all that's linked away."
Mm.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Not so bad. Gary says, "Jury." Jan says,
Interesting.
"Minty, now coming back, he would fit straight in the tune." Yeah, he would do, I think so. I don't know if it's my internet this side that's down. It's not playing ball at the moment because I think of this weather because wasn't supposed to be windy down here, but it's starting to get up now. Hi, Tony PD and all. Hi to you, Coffee.
All coffee.
You well? City will not release the youngin if he's good enough, surely. Well, depends, doesn't it? Yeah, it depends. I mean, look, we're no City. They let Cole Palmer go, didn't they? So who knows? Yeah, the weather is definitely playing havoc, guys. So I do apologise if we do sort of go down and then come back up appear again. It's the weather, unfortunately. Can't do anything about Mother Nature, unfortunately. Julie would love Minty back.
Interesting.
Borough says Ronnie. Yes, absolutely. But it's Jocelyn now, isn't it? He's laughing. He says, class. I wish I could play the ukulele, make more money. Have no feelings whatsoever when it comes to Borough, though. Yeah. Was saying to my friend the day they should name the storm Higgins after the Hurricane Higgins. Yeah, absolutely, Julie. If we sell Miggy back home, makes sense. Minty back home makes sense, in my opinion. Yeah, look, we're going to go straight into the big story of today, and look, right, let's go. Let's rewind back to about just after 5 p.m. tonight, and it concerns this man, Kieran Trippier. Now then, so we found out it came through Sky Sports that Newcastle has rejected an offer for Kieran Trippier of around £13 million, which is £1 million more than we paid for him from Atletico Madrid back in 2022. Look, I mean, yes, Trippier is a leader. We know he is. You know, he's been absolutely great for us. Yes, he went through a barren spell, but I think he's had some personal problems. What it is, we do not know. You know, and to be honest with you, it's nothing to do with any of us. It's his private life at the end of the day. So, you know, as the old saying goes, you don't air your dirty washing in public. Now, we know what Bayern Munich are like. This club does not give up. We saw the pursuit of Harry Kane. They kept getting told no, 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 and they kept going back and going back and going back. But they'll come back with little offers, and eventually they'll come back with an offer that'll suit everybody. Now, I think if they come back with an offer of €20 million, say about 18 million quid for Trippier, can we really afford to turn that down? Can we turn that down? He's 33-year-old. He's 34 this September. He's not getting any younger. How long has he got left? That's the thing. We've got cover in Livermore and Kraft. I know they're not in the same league as what Kieran Trippier is. I'm going to ask you, Pete. I mean, look, if Bayern Munich come back with an offer of about 18 million quid, do you take it and snap the hands off, or do you still consistently say, no, he's not for sale?
It's a hard one, isn't it? We'll like him for his leadership and all of that, but I think a roundabout then would be hard to really turn down for a 33-year-old. Really, really would be hard to turn down. If Newcastle say no because they don't have no intention of, then fair enough. But I think that will be hard to technically turn down that amount.
Yeah. Julie says, Bayern are going to put a third bid in.
Ooh.
It's because they can't get this player they wanted this player from PSG, but PSG don't want an option to buy and want to put an option to buy or something in, and Bayern want the option to buy, but PSG said no, so I think that's why they can't get him. If Miggy is going, says, I can't see us letting Trippier go as well. There's too many assists to key attack. True. If Miggy goes, it's sold. Murphy is fit again. Yeah, could well be. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Gary. Mafinho's close to come back. Due back shortly. There's talk that Barnes will be on the bench Saturday at Fulham. I hope so. One of my favourite players, mine too. Cockney's one up Chelsea are. Bayern's my German team, but still don't want him to leave Newcastle, says Julie. Mm-hmm. Andrew says Bayern can give us 15 million in Kane and do one. This is why I can't watch Bargain Hunt. Too much anxiety, says Beer. We definitely need a forward, says Lee. Yeah, I mean, look, Wilson. Look, we'll talk about the forward in a moment. I mean, look. It's a hard one with Trippier because, look, he was the first signing in the door for us under the new regime. But sometimes you've got to take a bit of sentimentality out of it and say, and sit back, and sometimes if you take that bit of sentimentality out and sit back and look and say, right, hang on a minute, he's 33, he's not getting any younger. You know, he could go to Bayern Munich because he can still actually play in the Champions League as well, because he's only actually played in the group stages. We haven't played in the knockout rounds, so he's allowed to qualify for the knockout rounds. So he can still play Champions League for Bayern Munich if he went there. We know that top of the table. I think they're out the Pokal, the DFB Pokal Cup. I think they're out of that. I mean, look, that's what I'm saying. You just got to take the sentimentality out of it and say, right, okay, what do you do? And you've just got to say it depends how the club want to play it. But the most important thing is it's Trippier as well, because, look, if we keep rejecting from Bayern, does he then turn around and say he wants to go? I mean, we saw at the weekend, you know, the various reports coming out that a verbal agreement was in place, which suggests to me, has he actually spoken to them? Stu Penman was on NUFC Matters with Steve Wraith. Now, he says Trippier was in Munich at the weekend. And he says he wouldn't have been there going to look around the museum, that's for sure. So you kind of think, was he there to see Harry Kane? But then we know his wife gets on well with Harry Kane's wife. So, I mean, look, he wanted to come back because his wife couldn't settle in Spain. So, look, it's a hard one. But in hand on heart, if if they come in with 18 million, you can't turn it down as much as you would like to, because you're getting a decent fee for a player of that age. So while we're losing a leader, but then we're looking to the future anyway, aren't we? So
Yeah.
look, I don't know. It's a hard one. But it all depends what Bayern Munich come in with, and it depends if it's an offer that makes Newcastle think, oh. But if you think about FFP as well, we make a profit on him, and his wages is off the wage bill as well, so it increases that FFP a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a weird one, that's for sure. Julie says, I still think Kane's requested this first Dyer, then Trippier. BR reckons Besiktas is coming back for Lascelles. Well, we'll discuss that one. 30 million for Miggy, and we will throw his right foot in for free, says Mag Debates. I thought Besiktas would return with an offer. Apparently, they've put an offer in, Julia. I don't know what's going on there. But their transfer window's open for another 2 weeks after our window shuts in Turkey. Let Lascelles go. Personally, let Lascelles go this window. If they're going to come in, even if they say to us, Besiktas, there's 5 million for Lascelles, take it. He's out of contract in the summer. We've got to start getting rid of these players now. We've got to. Got to start taking, like I say, got to start taking sentimentality out, because if we want to move on to that next level and be in the elite club, we've got to start getting rid of these players. The likes of Lascelles, no disrespect, he's been great for us, but is he really the player to take us to the next level? Not a chance. No. Sorry, he's not. He's not that good. Gary says, I think Trips is earmarked for the coaching staff. If Posh wins Chelsea a trophy, Chelsea fans will still want him out. Probably coffee. Julie says, who's next? Kyle Walker, son from Munich. Of course they will. Chelsea fans are a weird bunch, says Julie. Bia says, verbal agreement means nothing. My girlfriend thinks we have a verbal agreement to get married. I'm just trying to transfer her out and get her sister on it free. Oh. For God's sake, Bia. I hope she doesn't watch these shows, Bia. I really hope she doesn't, because you're in trouble. I bet Miggy won't go either, because he's a favourite of Howe's, to be fair, says Truss. I don't think it's Howe's called, to be fair. Kieran's wife apparently didn't like shellfish paella and chorizo sausage. But got to be careful with the free ones. Yeah, you need more than that. You also need a document to prove that it's legal. Ian says, I agree, let the cells go. Larice to Munich next. He's gone to America, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Jan says, Minty did have a cracking game today. Cameroon, on his way back, he would fit straight in the tune. Yeah, he would do, but we can't call him back. Well, we could call him back. We could ask Feyenoord, but then there's no way Feyenoord are going to agree to it. So we'll just have to wait till the end of the season and see him back in the summer. Right. So here's the next guy on the screen. There he is, Mickey Almiron. Now then, Mickey Almiron. It was funny because Brian DM'd me on Twitter, and when all this was going off about Trippier and that, he said, just wait for the meltdown if there's an agreement, if there's a transfer for Mickey. And I went, oh, don't even go there. And then what happens yesterday? We hear about a deal for Mickey going to Al-Shabaab in Saudi Arabia. Cue the meltdown from the Big Six fans, who are all shouting corruption. Well, hang on a minute. Corruption? I think you've got short memories, because you'll find your lot are bloody corrupt. So, apart from obviously not City as such, but the rest of them are. Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea. So, if there's any Big Six fans in the chat or watches this stream, let me just give you a little bit of education here. And just educate you, because obviously some of them that were coming on Twitter yesterday shouting the odds obviously weren't that well educated. Right, Al Shabaab is not, and I repeat, it is not a PIF owned club. PIF have nothing to do with Al Shabaab. So all these big six coming out shouting corruption, corruption, corruption because they're selling to the owners club. We are not selling to our owners club because PIF do not own Al Shabaab. And the reason we want 30 million for Miggy is because Atlanta have a sell-on clause on Miggy. I think it's 25%, 20 to 25%. So anything that we sell them on for, they'll obviously get something for it. I mean, look, we haven't been happy with Miggy for quite a while now. Yes, he had a good game against Sunderland. I mean, Pete, Miggy Almiron, your thoughts, sell him or not?
Yeah, for me, I'd sell him. I think he's been here a while now. I think it's time he could be moved on for me. I think I've seen more downs than ups this season, unfortunately. Where is he from last season? And what has happened?
Yeah.
He kind of uses his right foot, maybe a couple of passes in the odd times, but that's not enough in my opinion. I think Miggy can be moved on, and I think you can get a really good fee for him.
Now, don't upset, well, not upset the Miggy fan club, by the way, because you got to be careful, you know, because you might upset the Miggy fan club. But I've heard people say, oh, but he plays with a smell. Yes, he plays with a smile.
Doesn't mean anything, though.
I mean, look, we know Miggy Almiron plays with a smile on his face, you know. There he is there, smelling Miggy. But does that smell create goals? Does that smile get you goals? Does that give you assists? No, it doesn't. It just shows you the character of the guy, that he's a happy guy and, you know, he can get around the pitch. We need to see more. We need to see more in the final third, and there's not enough cutting edge in that final third. So I say, if we can get him to go in January, be great. Now, Miggy doesn't want to go, apparently, because he feels he's settled here and he doesn't want to leave. So, but I'm sorry, if the owners decide, sorry, we are accepting the bid for you, off you pop. If he doesn't want to go, then it's going to be awkward, isn't it? And I don't think Eddie Howe has a say in these transfers, to be fair. I think because it would be down to Dan Ashworth, won't it?
It could be.
That's what your sporting director's for.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're on the subject of Dan Ashworth, apparently Man United are going to push hard as they can to try and get him to Man United.
Well, I've heard he said
Jim Ratcliffe's still targeting him, and he says he's going to push as hard as he can.
I don't think Ashworth's going anywhere. I think even they've said he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, look, Miggy's been great for us. Yes, he's had his ups and downs. I mean, after last year, he should have carried on this season or even made himself look better this season. But the problem is he hasn't. He's gone backwards and not forwards, in my opinion. You know, last season he took the 2 steps forwards, but this season he's took 3 steps back, I'm afraid. Yep. And that's not me being nasty about Miggy, because, like I say, his work rate, I can't deny his work rate. His work rate is absolutely fantastic, second to none. He's getting back, helping out the defence, gets around the field, but it's just the cutting edge in the final third that lets him down badly, you know. And that's the only that's the only issue. If it wasn't for that, then I would be saying no, we will not be selling Miggy. Dubs to Munich in the summer. I'll get me course, says Trolls. Julie says, "Whoa, little Miggy." Jan says Neto and Minty would set the tune on fire. I would love to get Neto, but I think he's still out injured, isn't he, at the minute? And plus, Wolves wouldn't let him go cheap either. Evening, Tony and Pete, says Jack from Toon TV.
Jack.
Good evening, Jack. I have never seen a photo of Mickey not smiling, says Coffee. Well, you saw one before there. Julie says, Al-Shabaab, not a PIF club. Absolutely, Julie.
Yeah, it's not.
And that was what was really peeing me off yesterday with all these fans from the so-called Big Six, more like the Man U, Liverpool fans. Yeah, sell them to a bloody PIF-owned club. Well, no, do your homework and do your research. The club that wants Mickey isn't PIF-owned at all. No, absolutely not. Cartel fans don't want to hear it. No. If clubs put offers in for players, it doesn't mean the player wants to leave. Just people need to calm down. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mickey doesn't want to go, but at the end of the day, it's down to the club, isn't it? Liverpool have done all right with Saudi transfers to whinging bitches. Yep, so's Chelsea as well.
Yep.
I had a popular West Ham fan today for always going for players linked to the us. Only reply come back was oil money shakes head. We'll just have to get used to that, Julie, but we'll just laugh at them. A lot of ugly Six fans think we are over FFP and have to sell. No. And Newcastle have said there's no such thing. We're not having a fire sale. It sounds like we're on a bloody fire sale, doesn't it? Ian says, hi, chat. Yeah, be careful when you're seeing things like that, Ian. We don't want the police around, do we? Especially don't say that on a plane if you see him. Hi, Jack. They may think, whoa, hang on a minute. You might have the passengers upset.
Oh, Jesus.
If Mickey had a right foot, he'd be world class. Yeah, he would be, yeah, absolutely. I read somewhere that Mickey's open to the transfer. Yeah, there's been rumours of that. Jan says 15 of our players are 29 plus. We need to get rid of them and get the 18 plus to 22-year-olds in now. Yeah, we do need to get a lot of the dead one off the books. Good energy. Hi, mate. He says, sell Mickey. There we go. Coffee says, reports Man U want to sell their players like Anthony and Sancho to Saudi Arabia to buy players from there.
Anthony,
what a waste.
He's been a... But apparently Sancho's doing well since his return back to Dortmund.
Yeah. But then it just shows you, just shows you the man management of Eric Ten Hag. The lads had mental health issues, and instead of helping them out, he just says, you're out the team and you can just go and train with the reserves. And it's like, give the lads some support. Obviously Ten Hag doesn't have a decent bone in his body. Miggy lost the pace, gets a bit caught off too much, yeah. Nobody can doubt his work rate, absolutely. Ratcliffe can rat off. Let the players decide their own fates in this transfer window and future transfer windows. They have a right to decide their future. Yeah, definitely do. Wonder if Casemiro will stay at Man U. Apparently, Julie, they want to get rid of him next season, but he's still got 3.5 years left. 2-0 Chelsea now.
Oh.
Smoggies are getting smogged. Ratcliffe can say he's going to do anything. Doesn't mean it'll happen, absolutely. Miggy had some good games for us, but time to let him go and look to the future, absolutely. Gibbs White is too expensive in Jan, maybe in the summer, although I hope we get better from Europe at half the price. Gibbs White's a good player, I'll be honest with you.
He's done very well.
See why Steve Cooper wanted him at Forest. Am I the only one that not the Gibbs White bandwagon, says Beer? There's few out there. I mean, look, there's a few of them, but I mean, he's not a bad player, Gibbs White. But yeah, I do agree. There is things out there that, there is players out there who are a lot better than Gibbs White, to be honest with you. The Argy Bargy scored. Chelsea fans singing "We're going to Wembley" I thought was a Mickey Mouse competition to them last season. Anthony is a Paul Gallant Man U, no work ethic. Gary says it'd be nice for Mickey if he ends his career on monster wages. By Christ, he's earned them. Yeah, absolutely. That's all right, Tony. Don't like flying.
Mm.
Sick of my internet crashing, says Ian. It's the wind, mate, innit? Goodbye, sweet Paraguayan prince, says Bia. Ratcliffe, Rat Point 2.0, Bruno Fernandes, being Rat Point 1. Jan says in February, FFP will go up to 200 million anyway. Yeah, there's talk of them increasing that. I mean, Gary Neville come out and said the other day it shouldn't even be in the game, this FFP business. Do you
No.
agree with him, Pete?
Yeah. Just stops clubs from being able to get players in or
Yeah.
being able to do anything in a way.
Do you know what I think though, Pete? Right, I look at this FFP and I think it's causing more clubs. I think it's causing more trouble to clubs than it's actually worth, because some clubs are actually sliding out of business through it
Yeah, they are.
because they're not paying their tax bills and things like that, and they're ending up winding up orders, or they're ending up in administration. Coffee says, with the Chelsea Liverpool potential final, who would you rather want to win the Carabao Cup? Oh, Jesus. Neither. But be Liverpool beat Chelsea. Never know, this the Smoggies might turn it round. Tristan says, Tony, the problem with Gibbs White is he's a central midfield playing winger, because Johnson left. I'd rather go for a top wide forward. This new kid from City may be our new central midfielder to get the ball forwards. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. He's not a right winger, though.
No.
One of the few times I agree with Gary Neville, absolutely. Scrap FFP and go back the old way, definitely. It's 3-0 now, says Ian. Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Can Morgan Gibbs White take good free kicks and set pieces? Yes, he can, actually. Yeah, he's pretty good at that. So yeah, he's not bad at all. It's stuff like that. So yeah. So talking about new player coming in, there he is. There, that's Alfie Harrison. Now, some people have said he looks like a love child of Alfie Hart, if Erling Haaland, or he's got a bit of Calvin Phillips in him. I mean, look, the lad's 18 years of age. Don't really have a lot of stats on the lad, apart from it's got 8 goals, and he's currently playing in Premier League 2 at the moment. So, I mean, look, can't put too much pressure on the lad. We'll just have to see how he does when he comes in. And let's hope he does develop into a great player. What's your thoughts on this transfer, Pete? Because
It's an
I
interesting
don't think
one.
we'll be paying a lot for him, because
No.
he's out of contract in June.
Yeah, I don't think we will be as well. I mean, Man City have done well to bring some younger players in through the academy as well. So says this one may not do well as well. It'd be interesting. I think this could be a one for the future. If he's got 8 goals,
Yeah,
it certainly could well be.
yeah, absolutely. We'll just have to wait and see what happens when he comes in. And let's see what he's like, let's see what he can bring to the team. Certainly going to be an interesting one anyway, that's for sure. But what I'll do is, I've got a video here of him, so I'll stick it on, and what we'll do is it'll just show you little bits of Alfie Harrison, and then you can sort of see what he does. Right, let's bring that up. Just bear with me 1 second, guys, and I'll bring that on there now. change this on here now. It's right. Anyway, so having a few internet issues there, but as we can see, he sort of has an eye for goal, and he certainly can pick up a good pass by the looks of it as well. But I mean, there's plenty out there to look at on their YouTube. So just type his name in and have a good look around, guys and girls, and see what you think. And you know, and let's see how he develops at Newcastle. And you never know; he could be a big player in a few years' time, you know, or even in a couple of seasons. Who knows? Maybe somebody is sent out on loan somewhere, and just like we've done with Minty. We didn't really know a lot about Minty, you know, and we sent him straight out on loan, and we certainly know what he is now. Minty is going to become a top player. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
And just go nip into some comments. Yeah, 3-0. Yeah, that rosemary oil doesn't just make your hair grow back. It doesn't. It makes your fingernails and toenails grow. They do anyway. No, now look, FFP will be struck when it's just too late to help us. Yeah. The kid's got talent. He's won every youth title. He's kind of kids that we should be signing. Look at Liverpool signed Elliott from Fulham. Yeah, absolutely. Harvey Elliott from Fulham. They signed him when he was 16, didn't they? And they paid big money for him as well. Does he owe the bookies out? I doubt it, Gary.
God.
I'd love Gray from City, but his dad won't let him join us as his dad is Michael Gray Sunderland. Yeah, says it all. BS says the academy needs a lot more players and competition. We need to sell talent whilst FFP is a thing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if in the summer we had to sell Longstaff, I would be open to that. Because you get 100% profit on him. Thank God there's not another transfer window till August. Well, actually, it's June, isn't it?
Yeah. June.
Do we loan Alfie out? That's the thing I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a hard one. Yeah.
It's 4-0 now to the Chelsea.
Bloody darn.
Jesus, this is Borough's out, aren't they? I just think should be us playing in a semi-final tonight. Yeah, we should have been, shouldn't we? Borough might as well go Yem, yeah. And I'm lucky to still have that. Says, yeah, he might do well in the Championship League. Yeah, do you know what? He may well do. It's a tough league, the Championship. So yeah, you never know. But yeah, Alfie Harrison, again, we don't know an awful lot about him. But again, we might know something about him very soon. Some of the players we've been linked with in the past, Pete. I mean, look, Inana. Your thoughts, yes or no for him?
He's not a bad player, but I think Everton are quoting 50 million.
Yeah. They probably want a lot more than that, to be fair, Pete, I reckon.
Possibly with their situation at the moment, getting charged with FFP again. How much more money are they going to lose?
Yeah.
If I'm guilty again.
Well, that's it. It's I mean, what have you made of that? Like, obviously, them getting charged again and then Forest this time as well.
Yeah, I mean, what next? Who next?
Yeah.
I mean,
who next? We've also had links to this lad, Edison. What do you make of him, Pete?
See, he's a really good player as well.
He's
That's the
very
one I
similar
would
to Joe
take.
Linton.
That's the one I'd take as well. And speaking of Joe Linton, he's had his surgery.
Yeah. Do you think Joe Linton will still be a player by the end of the summer window? A Newcastle player?
Hopefully, they can get something resolved because I think he does deserve a new contract. I think he deserves a pay rise as well, considering when you look at a player like Matt Target is higher than on wages. I think Joe Linton deserves more. Hopefully, they can come sort of agreement.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, this lad deserves a pay rise, and rightly so. You know, he's got every right to ask for a big pay rise as well because look,
Yeah.
the performances he's been putting in. Um, yeah, absolutely, Pete. I think who it was now. Who was it the other day? One of the pundits, anyway. Um, was it Paul Merson? Might have been Paul Merson.
Mm-hmm.
He says Joe Linton's not worth 60 million quid.
With that now, I'll consider how much we paid for him.
Yeah, we paid 40 for him. And at the time before the club got taken over and Eddie Howe came in, you were probably lucky if you'd get 10 million for him at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, yeah, again, let's hope we just get this contract deal sorted out and we can get him back on board. One guy who did leave on Sunday to Celta Vigo was Javier Manquillo, and he has now gone to join with Rafa Benitez. So, you know, it's a farewell to Manquillo, and, you know, nice to see him being reunited with Rafa again. Good
Mm-hmm.
service to the club, and, you
Yep.
know, um, yeah, wish the lad good luck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think he's done. He was one of our most improved players, as well. But he just fell down the pecking order, didn't he? In terms of
Yeah,
getting games now, but to reunite him with Rafa, I think's really good, for him as well. And we don't know how much they're going to pay for us. Although someone said it could be a free deal, but nothing said about it. But it was the right move to move Mankey on. Been a really good servant, he really has. But it was time to move on.
yeah. Yeah, and I think this guy has to move on in the summer as well. Target. Look,
Yeah.
it hasn't really worked for him since we signed him permanently. He had a good loan spell for us, but after when he signed permanently, he lost his place to Byrne after getting ill, and then Byrne grabbed the place. You know that's exactly what you've got to do: is grab your starting place. But um, for me, I think if we get if somebody comes in and wants him in the summer, there's talks of Luton Town wanting him. Look, sell him,
Yeah, I would.
get him off the wage bill.
100 grand a week as well.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? See, a lot of people are saying, well, oh, if you're selling these players, the likes of Almiron and Target and that, they're not really going to help your FFP. You're still going to have to sell one of your big boys. And I'm like, no, we don't have to sell one of them then because it means the likes of Bruno, the likes of Isak, the likes of Botman don't have to be sold to ease FFP worries because if you're getting rid of these players and you're getting these small fees coming in, it's still helping your FFP at the end of the day. So look, you know, if Longstaff went for say 30 million in the summer, that's 100% profit.
Yes.
We've just got to start getting rid of these players. That's the thing. One player we definitely will not be buying, and it's that guy here, Sir Hi Garassi. His clause, £15 million clause, has run out last week. So I'm surprised nobody actually activated that clause. So now he would probably cost you anything north of 30 million quid. And I wouldn't take that risk. But it definitely at 15 million, I would have definitely have took that risk without a doubt. I mean, we know that Besiktas have put a bid in for Lascelles. Apparently, they told the media last week, Besiktas did, that they've put a bid in for Lascelles. We've not heard anything since, so we don't know what's happening, but maybe there's talk still ongoing between the two clubs. And if Lascelles goes off to Besiktas, wish him well, and he'll be off to a good club. Yeah, what's your thoughts, Peter? Do you get rid of Lascelles now or wait the summer and then go free?
It's a funny one, this one. I mean, because...
But we've got cover, Pete. We've got Dan Burn who can play centre-back. We've got Lewis Hall can play centre-back. Kraft, Dummett. So
Dummett,
we've got plenty.
Dummett, to me, out of all the centre-backs, needs moving on the most, in my opinion. But if a good offer did come in for Lascelles, yeah, I think you would definitely take it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to, haven't you?
Yeah.
And another player that's definitely not joining us in January because he's gone to West Ham is Calvin Phillips. Are you sad about that one, Pete?
No, not really. I mean, if they were quoting about, if it was at a few million and they were asking to pay 150k in wages, no, not. I wouldn't be doing that. Not for a loan signing anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this transfer merry-go-round, we also had this come out as well about Callum Wilson. You know, we had Atletico Madrid asking for him on loan till the end of the season with an option to buy. We turned that down, but said we wouldn't say no to a permanent move. But Atletico Madrid are a bit like us in FFP. They've got to be careful. They can't just go out and spend. And then there was a thing Craig Hall put out yesterday saying AC Milan wanted him permanently. But they've since come out and said they don't know why that story's surfaced anywhere because they're not looking for another striker at the moment. Would you sell Callum Wilson this window? Because I wouldn't. I would keep him till the summer and then sell him in the summer.
Very hard one, isn't it? The reason I'm 50-50 on this one, no, I would keep him because when he's on his game, he scores goals. The reason why I'm saying yes, his injury record is just appalling.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact is, every time this guy picks up a muscle injury, he's out for some time now. And you're not talking a week, you're talking a few weeks now. That is the problem. I know Joe Linton's had a few injuries this season, but I think that's just probably a one-off for Joe Linton. Ever since we had this man in, it's been he cannot stay fit. First time we got him, first serious injury he had was back in early February 21. He'd done his hamstring, was out for a couple of months. Then next season after that, I think he was out for 6 weeks at the beginning of the season. And then what happens? In December, he picks up another serious injury, and he's out until May. Didn't think he picked up a lot of niggles last season, but there was still a couple of knocks he picked up, and he's at least had a few muscle injuries this season.
I think in the summer, Pete will sell Wilson because you bring in another striker or another two strikers in the summer. Maybe a youngster to be on the bench as well. But I think with Callum Wilson, you cut your losses in the summer because, look, yes, he's been great for us, but he's not reliable to play too many games in the season. And he can't stay fit for long periods either. That's the other problem.
That's a problem,
You know, he could come back and say against Villa, and by the weekend he could be out again with something else. You know, so
yeah, we know,
know.
He'll pick up another muscle injury. That's the problem, Tony.
Yeah. So I would say, I would say sell him in the summer definitely. Absolutely. Lee says, be great to see some of the younger players training with the first team as well to give them a chance of some experience. Yeah, we've brought Joe White back as well from Crew. Apparently he's
Well,
played
yeah.
okay for Crew. But then that's League Two standard. This is Premier League. Ronald says Joe Linton deserves more than Target. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it does.
Do you think the medical team will bring J7 back for the next game? No, I don't think so,
No,
Gary.
definitely not if he's had surgery now.
Yeah, it was Merson, Tony. I thought it was. Bruce, we didn't sign Joe Linton as a striker. Play him as a striker, then Naka. Yeah, exactly. I saw Mankio was selling loads of scarves, jumpers, and coats on Vinted. I've given up on the sort. All the players for me, Joe Linton. Owes Eddie Howe was washed up player 2 years ago. So sorry, no, he's on 80k a week, and we have FFP to comply with sub kits and over his wage. Villa fans really did warn us about Target. Yeah, they did. Grassi's always greener on the other side. Oh, yeah. David says this season has proven to the owners and Eddie that players like Miggy just aren't good enough, and if we don't move them on, they'll cost Eddie his job. I mean, look, I'm seeing a lot of this. Now, what else I'm seeing is as well, are we holding back buying players in this window? Because a lot of people have got this idea, and I don't know where this has come from, by the way, and it's certainly not from me, because I've never said Eddie Howe at any point whatsoever. But some people seem to think, Pete, that if we don't spend in this window, that maybe Eddie Howe's on his way out at the end of the season and another manager comes in and gets the budget.
But again, how much would... If we were to get rid of Eddie, how much would he be? How much compensation would he get, or would he be entitled to? Again, FFP.
I don't know what he's on a week, Eddie Howe. You know, depends. He might not be on a massive wage because, you know, we don't know, do we? That's the thing. That's the thing. We don't know what Eddie Howe's wages a year or whatever it is. You know. It's a difficult one, that, isn't it? But I guess we just have to wait and see. K88, if target is 100k a week and it's not going to be easy to move him on, it's 5.2 million a year. Yeah, that's the point, Key. Yeah, absolutely. It's who wants to pay his wages. That's the thing.
That's it. Yeah.
But you never know. Somebody might. Fulham wanted him, didn't they, a while back? So let's hope. Atletico have signed Arthur Vermeeren, 13 million from Antwerp. Gotta love the Belgian league. Absolutely, you're taking that off Foxy. Hi Derek, hope you're well, mate, and hope you had a good holiday there in Madeira. He says Stuttgart have probably paid Edison a few million to forgo his buyout clause. Sell the cells before we get out. Absolutely love Callum, but he's not fit often enough. Yeah, I totally agree, Derek. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, I would sell the cells definitely in this window, because if not, he goes for nothing in the summer and he gets a nice big signing on fee as well. And about, Callum Wilson, absolutely, he's not fit enough, and we need to move him on. Unfortunately, as I say, you've got to start taking sentimentality out of this now. That's the thing. Gary says nobody in their right minds will buy Wilson. His wages will be high, and he only plays a third of the season. Yeah, I get where you come from on that one, Gary, but he's a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, and he would do somebody a job from the bench. and that is the thing. So again, I don't know what he's on a week. Callum Wilson, I mean, look, he's played 14 games in the Premier League this season, and he's got 7 goals and 1 assist in those 14 games.
Mm-hmm.
So his ratio is 1 and 2, which isn't bad for the Premier League. Champions League, he played 239 minutes and didn't score a goal or assist a goal. That's the difference. And I honestly thought in the Champions League, I didn't think he was that great in the Champions League, if I'm honest.
No, certainly wasn't.
Where Isak, who's on 120 grand a week at Newcastle, he's played 16 games in the Premier League this season. He's got 10 goals for us and no assists. His expected XG is 10.1, so he's actually reached that. In the Champions League, he started he played 5 games and got 1 goal. So, yeah. But as for Callum Wilson, I think we've got to cash in on the summer. You may get 20 million for him still as well. Great to see Willock back, yeah. It's not Eddie's fault if nobody wants to buy the players, then you can't move them on, absolutely. I mean, look, clubs abroad can talk to Lascelles now for a pre-contract agreement in the summer. So he could say, oh, I'm not going anywhere because I can go to this club abroad and I'll get a massive sign-on fee. I don't think Howe will be away in the summer. It's just a lot hard to bring players in this month. Yeah, it is. It's just what a lot of people are saying, Ian. That's all I'm saying, mate. Eddie's under no pressure. It's just media silly talk. Yeah, absolutely. Like Rory Jennings, who was a bit of a cock, to be fair. Ronald says, Enioluko, Callum Wilson has a good game this season. Has a goal a game this season. Says,
well,
oh, that woman is just, honestly, yeah. But yeah, cock of the week, yeah, definitely. That's got to go to Rory Jennings of Talksport or Talk Shite, whichever way you want to put it. Did you hear what Rory Jennings said about Eddie Howe?
Go on.
He said Eddie Howe should be under massive pressure. He says, they've lost more games than they've won this season. He says, and they shouldn't have got knocked out the Champions League. He says they had it in their hands. He says they threw it away against Milan. He says, and so Eddie Howe should be sacked. And his co-host says, I don't agree with you. He says they've had a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm. We have. That's one problem. FFP's another problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Rory Jennings is cock of the week. I think that's quite fitting for him.
Yep.
Another media muppet. That's exactly what he is. But anyway, yeah, absolutely, Julie. Well, he's not like Tony, we did throw it away against... He's not lying, Tony. We did throw it away and nearly turned up against PSG. We were unlucky at PSG because, look...
We got robbed of the handball.
We were robbed, yeah, absolutely. If they didn't get that penalty, we win that game, we would have gone through. Rory Jennings is a wank spangle, says Ronald, absolutely. We got robbed in the Champions League. We did, Lee. Absolutely, indeed, we got robbed in that Champions League. That was never a penalty in a month of Sundays.
Never, ever.
Awful decision. And considering that referee was... Do you know what? I actually praised that referee because I thought he had a great game and I was like, this is a 10 out of 10 referee. This is until he gave that penalty. And I didn't mark him down because he gave the penalty, because he fell for it with VAR. VAR should never have even sent him to the monitor. One thing I do want to talk about, it's not talking about Newcastle, it's... I'm going to put my spin on this, right? And then I want to see what other people have got to see. And I want to ask you, Pete, as well. Right, so... Go back to Saturday's games. We saw Brentford play Nottingham Forest, and it was a return of Ivan Toney after his betting ban. Now, Ivan Toney comes back, gets a free kick. Now, what's he do? He sees a gap and he moves the ball across and moves the foam as well, the vanishing spray, and makes a line so it looks like the referee's put it there. Now, rightly so, the say VAR can't get involved, and rightly so because it's nothing to do with VAR really.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the rules around VAR need to be changed for things like that because that is cheating, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, to move this to scoop some of the spray up and move it as well. And bearing in mind, Ivan Toney's just come back from a ban for cheating for betting, and now he's the first thing he does on the pitch is bloody cheat. But he gets man of the match off Sky for it, and I'm like, hang on a minute, sorry, he's cheated. He's cheated because Forest were cheated out of a goal. They should have got a draw out of that game. What was your thoughts on that, Pete? About that?
Yeah, I seen it back, and yeah, you can see what he done there. I said he wouldn't be going back for him. No, thank you. I don't want cheats at my club at all. That was disgraceful. And as you mentioned, back from being banned, and he does that.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, do you think VAR needs to be changed where they can intervene in things like that?
Yeah, absolutely, it does. It all needs to look at.
Because the ref had his back to the ball, so he couldn't see what was going on behind him.
But why are the cameras there pointed, coming out and saying? Oh,
yeah. But obviously, the Forest players didn't take much notice of it, and
yep.
Ian says, never heard of Rory Jennings, so can't be that great on how good a manager is. Yeah. Have a look in on TalkSport. Jennings is all right, but can be a pillock, says Julie. Gary says, congrats to Rory Jennings. He talks bullshit to acquire the attention he craves. When I mention him, you're granting him his wish. Just ignore the arseholes. Well, if he wants to be an arsehole, I'll call him out. Ron says the refs were effing shocking at the end of the game against PSG, and VAR was absolutely corrupt. They couldn't have Newcastle winning after this howking at them at home. That's the thing. But, you know, the thing is, they knew the rules. They knew if it was chest to arm, you can't give handball for that.
No,
you know,
can't.
And should never have sent the referee to the monitor in the first place. And the referee bottled it because he knew he had all the PSG players behind him, and he had the crowd, and he thought, "Oh, I can't go against this because there'll be a riot." Julie says he's an actor, so lots of nonsense for clicks. Once a cheater, always a cheater, says Lee. Yeah, absolutely, Lee. I mean, absolutely disgusting Ivan Toney doing that. But yeah, he's been in EastEnders, Rory Jennings, has he?
I don't know.
Oh.
Don't watch it anyway.
Nah, I don't watch that sort of shit anyway. But right, let's have a look at these players that Bia put up there. Yes, I have seen the links to these players. By the way, Bia. So the first one we'll look at. We'll look at Rocco Wrights. So I'll get his stats up. So he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach in Germany, and he's 21-year-old German. He can play with both feet. He's valued at around 11 million euros according to SofaScore, but I wouldn't take that for. He plays as a central midfielder. He started 15 out of 18 games this season. He's got Team of the Week once. He scored 4 goals and has 2 assists to his name. His accurate passing per game is 75%. Accurate crossings 14%. But again, he's only 21, so he's got a way to go. Yeah, I mean, look, I like what you say about this player. He doesn't look too bad at all. 1 yellow card all season. Yeah, plays in the same team as what Manu Kone plays in, the player that I really want to see at Newcastle United. Yeah, so absolutely, he got 8.8, his best game. in the season so far, and that was against Werder Bremen. And his stats that day, he got 2 goals against Werder Bremen from midfield. He had 59 touches of the ball, 30 out of 39 accurate passes, and he had 2 shots on target, which he scored with both, and he had 1 shot off target, and he had 1 successful dribble attempt, and he won 4 out of 8 ground duels and won 2 out of 2 aerial duels as well. He lost possession 12 times. He gave away 2 fouls and was fouled twice himself. He was involved in a block shot, an interception, and 2 tackles, and he dribbled past 1 as well. So, and he got 8.8 for that game. So that was on the 15th of December, 2023, in a 2-2 draw with Werder Bremen. So yeah, doesn't look bad at all. So again, it is one to keep an eye on. That is for sure. And we'll just wait and see on that one. Right, who else did he have on there? Can Uzon. Right, okay. Well, let's have a look at him. I can find him on here, because he could be anywhere. Is that the correct spelling? Is it here? Yep, we've got him. Okay, so Can Uzan, because that's how you pronounce him, Can, not Can. He's an 18-year-old Turkish player. He plays as a striker, but they've got him as a striker, but then they've got him position midfield. Okay. Plays with both feet, valued at around 7.8 million euros. So he's only a youngster. He is being looked at by a few clubs. He started 12 out of 16 games and he scored 8 goals. So he's got a 1-2 ratio. He's got 1 assist, but bear in mind, before everybody gets excited and think, oh, an 18-year-old with a 1-2 ratio, yeah, but that's in Bundesliga too, by the way, not the top league. So it's like our equivalent to the Championship. So, it's can he do it at the higher level? That is the thing. But, again, not a bad one to have a look at anyway, that's for sure. And the other one that was on the list is Hayden Hackney, who we've just mentioned. 21-year-old midfielder from Middlesbrough. He starts this season in the Championship. He's started 17 out of 18 games. He's got 1 goal, no assists, 88% accuracy of passing per game. He's had no errors that's led to a shot, to a goal, or committed any penalties. And he's had 6 yellow cards all season. So, yeah, I mean, look, 21-year-old. SofaScore got him down to 7.6 million euros. I think you'd have to pay a lot more for him than that. But again, it's another one. Yeah, it's another one. That's for sure. To look at. Right, let's get into some comments. Probably butchered, Pat. Watch EastEnders. Julie, who did he play? Says Ian. Chelsea at Wembley, says Arthur. They are just about there, aren't they? He was a character who robbed Ian Beale many years ago.
Don't know, didn't watch.
I seen there was a picture going around from a Sunderland fan, and he said there's a picture of Michael Beale, and there's a picture of a lettuce. And it says, can Michael Beale, it says day 5, can Michael Beale outlast the lettuce?
Oh.
Because more Sunderland fans want him sacked. He's useless, isn't he? Trippier's put in a transfer request, says Arthur. Has he?
Well, has he? With nothing said.
He wants to play for Munich. Ronald says, I call it bellenders, and my ex used to complain about football being on now, so watching brain dead shows like soaps. AC Milan after Wilson Almiron going 2. Well, AC Milan, I'm not looking at Wilson now because I've already said that. Trips bid turned down. Don't bait. Just been on Sky, Tony Trips wants to join Celtic. You wish, Ian. Tony, what happened to the man with the green hair? The man with the green hair. I know who you mean, Manu Coney. That man.
Yeah.
There you go. There he is.
Still like,
Yes, I would. He's still at Mönchengladbach. I would love him at Newcastle United. I really would. Really would love him at Toon. That's for sure. Sid's not matey Mac. Yeah, so I would definitely have him at Newcastle United. Right, guys and girls, we're going to start wrapping up the show here because I'm on another channel at 10 o'clock tonight, believe it or not. So, gosh, I'm doing a double header tonight, aren't I? So, God, it's a busy night for me. So, yeah, I will be on the American Magpie and UFC Insider show tonight on that panel. So that starts at 10 p.m. UK time. And I'll tell you what their YouTube channel is called. When I get on it. Yeah, so it's called NUFC Insiders. So if you look for NUFC Insiders, it will take you there, the American Mag, and I'm on there tonight. He's a lovely guy. Is Chris, who's the host. He is Peruvian. So that's why he's so much at Newcastle, because of Nobby Solano. So yeah, if you're going to watch that tonight at 10 o'clock, I'll be on there 10 o'clock tonight. But just to reiterate, that is not a transfer from my channel to their channel, by the way. So anybody who puts rumours out there that I'm transferring, shot them dead now. Because I'll always be here. Because no, this is my channel. That's why I'll always be here. But yeah, absolutely. Right, let's go into some comments. So yes, I see. Get yourselves over there, 10, if you fancy watching that tonight. He has Saudi vibe going on. He'd fit right in. Rumours online that Alfie fee is 15 million. Wow.
Is that really?
Oh, that's a lot of money. Been a great show tonight. Cheers, Lee. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but there again, he's underage, isn't he? So it'll be compensation, won't it? He should get Nobby on for a chat, yeah. You can't blame him for being Peruvian. We all look like looking at women. Oh, Jesus, yeah. Nobby Clark. American Mag is good. Billy was on there the other day. Yes, he was. Ian.
He was, yeah.
So was Mitch as well. Will do, Tony. Great show, Tony and Pete. Cheers, Ian. Pete, so let everybody know about your channel and what have you actually got coming up as well.
So I'll be back Thursday for the preview for the Fulham game. Friday, I'm still unsure what is going ahead, if I've got to check if what I've got on, in case I may have to call off the usual Football Friday show. But Saturday, I am down at Craven Cottage. So I might give quick thoughts after the game. And yeah, match vlog, I'm not so sure yet about doing one yet. But when I'm back on the Sunday, it'll be the match review and the player ratings, and Mason will do the watch along on Saturday night.
Yeah, that game is on ITV4, guys and girls, by the way. Don't forget, in case you look at ITV1 and think, where the hell's the game that's limited swing on? No, it's on ITV4. That's why I can't go on ITV main channel, because Ant and Deck are on. Great show, says Julie. Cheers, Julie. Thank you very much. Fancy scranning the Peruvian delicacy guinea pigs, says Ronald. Cheers, lads. Can you show the neat canny chat? Thank you very much, Andrew. Bye, Tony PD and all. Goodbye to you, Coffee.
Okay, Coffee.
Don't end yet, Tony. There's now on the telly. Yeah, but I've got to go off and have a break and come back and get a cup of tea and everything before I come on back on at 10 o'clock on the other show. So get yourself over there and have a watch. And if you haven't subscribed, go over there and give the lad a subscribe as well. Let's help him out, because he's a nice lad. ITV4, yeah, absolutely, Julie. And yeah, so I'll have the preview coming up this week for Fulham as well. So you'll see that as usual. If you've hit that bell notification, you will know to check out what's coming up on the channel. If you have liked what you see tonight, please don't forget to smash that like. So if you haven't done yet, please give it a thumbs up, only 2 seconds, and it means new viewers find the channel more easily. If you're brand new to the channel, then come and smash that subscribe and join this great community we have here. We're on the way towards 1200, and also smashing that bell. That does tell you when we're live, have any pre-records or upcoming shows as well. So yeah, so it's been a canny show tonight. We've looked at players, we've talked about players, talked about outgoings and things like that, and you know, everybody's shouting there's a fire sale on it, Newcastle United. Gary says, see you all later, you lovely lot, take care, you too. Andrew says, I think it's the American Magpie that Mitch and Billy were on. Yes, that's the one, Andrew. Yeah. So you'll see me on there later if you're coming on there, mate. Do enjoy that as well. But yeah, all it leaves me to say is remember the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. So bye-bye from me.
Mate.
How are you, the lads?